Hey, thanks for joining us here. This is a comic book look. We are your hosts. I'm Tom. This is John. We're back already. It's been a quick week, and we can't wait to get another video out here for you. This is going to be issue number 2 for us, so if you didn't catch the first one, go back and check it out. This one, we're going to be covering a big topic for not just comic book fans, but fans of movies in general, and moving the comic book genre to different means with comic book movies. 2011's huge summer. We've already had Green Lantern, Thor, X-Men, Captain America's coming. So we'll just go over all 3 of the movies and what we thought of them and what we think could have been better and what was the best part. So
a little bit of everything.
Yeah. I think we should start with Green Lantern, though. Get it out. I know it was the newest one that came out, but I don't want to end on a sour note, so we'll start with Green Lantern. What'd you think?
Okay, well, again, just based on last time, as we know, Jon is the guiltiest Marvel junkie ever. But, Green Lantern, all in all, even if it was a Marvel movie, I personally wasn't real crazy about it. However, there were some cool things about it. I thought just getting to meet some of the characters, kind of getting our feet wet into that universe. But overall, I much prefer, because I actually got exposed to the Blackest Night story thanks to this guy right here, and that was a quality read. I like that.
Which is all based on Green Lantern.
Right, exactly. And so it was just cool because I was familiar with the Lantern Corps. Prior to that, I hadn't been, so I'm glad that I did get a chance to read that before seeing the movie. But the movie itself, much prefer the Blackest Night books for my Green Lantern intake.
I agree. The movie it left a lot to be desired. I mean, there was so much they tried to shove in your faces and shove down your throat that it didn't all go together at all. I mean, it felt like the editing was bad. I felt like the transitions between scenes weren't good. I felt like their scenes were so short that there was no real character development, that you didn't feel anything for Hal, or you didn't feel anything for Blake's character, whatever she was. I mean, I don't even remember her name. Yeah. And so without that character development, there's no reason for you to like what's going on when he chooses these things. And also, what happens is, throughout the movie, he gets the Green Lantern ring, he goes there, he trains for 6 minutes, he quits for 5 minutes, he goes back. It's like back and forth, and all of this could have happened in like a 3-movie thing.
Right.
Parallax, which is the main baddie of the movie, didn't even necessarily need to be seen at all. They could have used the one villain who, Mastermind, or I don't know, the guy with the big giant head and the veins coming out of it. That could have been the main bad guy. Could have been just a movie between Green Lantern and him.
Yeah, he was kind of slept on in the movie, actually.
And they just try to throw him in there. And I think he's a sweet actor, and I think it would have worked out better, but they just try to put so much in there. I mean, it was really cool to see Tom Morell and, Sinestro. They were both really cool characters, and you felt like those were the coolest characters of the whole movie.
I agree. Sinestro was definitely much more well portrayed than Green Lantern himself. Sorry.
Except that Sinestro had 11 or 12 minutes of the movie.
Right. He could have definitely used a lot more. One scene that I wish was, extended, was the battle between Parallax and the Green Lantern Corps that went with Sinestro to battle. It's like, oh, we're going to hit it with some green chains, and oh, we're screwed. Pow, back to the galaxy. Right.
That was crazy.
Get your weight up.
More green.
Scene. More green.
That was literally the shortest scene. It shows how, not serious they were taking it. I mean, They took 7, Green Lanterns. They killed 4 right away.
Right.
And then, so they retreat back. Yeah. And then when yes, we probably shouldn't say these at the beginning of the show. Spoiler warning for all of our shows. If you're watching this, you're going to get spoiled. But anyway, Of course, Hal Jordan, who's been the Green Lantern for no time at all, can take Parallax on by himself by just bringing it into the sun. Nobody else would think of that, of course not, but you can take veteran, soldiers for the Green Lanterns, and God knows how long they've been Green Lanterns, can't work together to defeat Parallax, but, Hal just looks at the sun, quick jump across, boom, end of it. Get real. It was so stupid.
On a scale of 1 to 5.
1 to 5? Okay. I mean, I would say 1.5 too. I mean, they so much potential and so much nonsense.
Yeah, definitely agree.
How about you?
Definitely agree. Probably a 2. Again, for all of you DC fans out there that are watching this that did like the movie, that might be more your thing on there. All opinions are welcome on our page too. I mean, if we're missing something or there were some similarities that you would like to point out, definitely get at us on YouTube or send us an email. Absolutely no problem, and we'll get that information to you at the end of the show. But for me, the movie just didn't do it.
Yeah, I agree. Both, thumbs down.
Yeah.
It wasn't. It could have been a lot better, and DC really needs to step it up because the way that this next movie, their next big movie, is going to be Superman, and who is it going to be able to do anything? Probably not. They've done something with Batman, and they need to somehow take that formula that they're using with Batman and transition it to these other movies because they've been subpar. Jonah Hex, can't even believe that was a DC movie. Not talking about that one though. Anyway, okay, let's go to the next movie that we liked a little bit.
Lighter skies.
Lighter skies, giant Asgardian clouds,
ice monsters.
Yes, and I think some Easter eggs like an Infinity Gauntlet and
Rambo. Exactly, yeah.
So it was really cool. But yes, Thor, which was the first movie that came out this summer.
Yep.
And we went to the midnight showing, like we try to do for all the movies.
Yep.
And so, what'd you think of Thor?
I thought it hit it out of the park. Me, myself, and I was a little skeptical about reading it just because Thor is just such a massive storyline because you got the mythology behind Thor to support it. Then you have these awesome power wielding characters. So when you're trying to develop a character but also engage the average movie watcher, that's a big task for Marvel, let alone anyone, to take on. And I thought that they actually pulled it off, quite well. Portrayal of the characters, fantastic. I thought Loki hit it out of the park. That was cool. Thor, it's kind of hard. When I saw the promo posters and stuff, it just didn't quite fit. But as you watch the movie, you get familiar with the character a little bit, see him in action. I didn't know that he could do half the things with that hammer. Just slaying the ice monsters, hordes of them, and it was there were just some scenes where he was just so badass, and that's kind of what I needed to see. I'm a believer.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, it was a good movie. There was sweet parts. I definitely agree that. Definitely the best part of the movie is Brother Loki. I mean, we knew going into the movie that Loki's the mischief, god of mischief, but as another moviegoer coming in, they don't know who Loki is like we do. So, I mean, they didn't really see that the path that it was probably going to take at the beginning that we saw, which was, I liked having that insight, but still, it didn't matter. I mean, it was both just a great portrayal of Loki. Not, he's not overtly strong. He's always using his mind. He's they say right away that he has a silver tongue and that he can talk, and I liked all that. Also, I liked what's the guy holding the sword? The All-Seer Heimdall, or
no, that was an excellent
that guy.
portrayal.
I mean, that was awesome. Stringer Bell from The Wire
just looked badass.
Played that guy, and he just was domination. I loved it.
We got Anthony Hamilton,
Anthony Hopkins.
Yep.
As Odin, and he was good too. I mean, he's a strong character actor. So he's
I thought that he fit the role actually very well.
Yeah.
I was not disappointed.
I did think the Warriors 3 could have been a little bit different. I love Ray Stevenson as much as the next person. I mean, I even liked Ray Stevenson as the Punisher, and that nobody likes that movie.
Yeah.
But
the
as
first one or the second one?
I guess it would potentially be the third.
Ooh,
because Dolph Lundgren was the first Punisher.
Okay.
So this would be the third one. The second one, that Marvel did though.
Yeah.
And it's not good. But with I lost my train of thought now.
You talking about the Warriors 3?
Oh yeah, Warriors 3, Ray Stevenson. He's not Volstagg. He didn't fit. He didn't have the big belly. He was, he
was too tall.
He looked odd.
He was too tall.
Yeah, if you're gonna have him be that tall, he has to be that wide.
Fat, stout, eat a lot, and drink your beer.
Yeah, if you're gonna be that tall, you can be that tall, but make him wider. Don't have Ray Stevenson play him. Lady Sif, she's hot. She's cool. Maybe a little under. The Warriors 3 are probably a little underdone. But how about the Earthbound characters? What'd you think of them? Natalie Portman.
No, don't get me wrong. The cast was good and all, but really necessary?
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean?
I think
you got Thor and the Bold and the Beautiful for a minute there. I just wasn't. For me, I mean, like I said, the movie as a whole was awesome, but however, I guess I can appreciate him being on Earth only because of the hammer falling and he can't pick it up. It kind of reminded me a little bit of, because we're just starting the Fear Itself thing at that time, with the hammers coming. So that was a similarity that I picked up on. So
yeah,
whether or not that was intended,
yeah, I don't know either. I'm sure they had no idea. They probably Matt Fraction was forced to write that into Fear Itself. But anyway, other than that, I mean, I didn't like the Earthbound as much as I liked, Asgard as well either. I mean, I think Natalie Portman is extremely hot, so I mean, that was a plus. But her little partner with the quippity mouth, whatever. I could leave her or take her. She wasn't anything. I liked when S.H.I.E.L.D. shows up and takes all their stuff. That was funny. Yeah. And how about the Hawkeye?
Excellent cameo, setting us up a little teaser.
Well, he could have let go of one arrow.
Yeah, that would make sense.
It's like he was all the way up there. They set it all the way up. I was like, they showed the purple bow, and he's still looking badass, but he just had like the purple glint. Yeah. And then he doesn't even shoot one though. I wish he would have just shot one arrow or something.
That's just. I think it served as an excellent teaser. Yeah. Looking forward to the Avengers movie whenever that comes out.
Exactly. Yeah, me too. Josh Whedon is directing it. I mean, he's Buffy Vampire the Slayer, Serenity fame. So or Firefly fame, I should say. Mm. And so he's amazing. And so I think he's going to at least be able to pull together an ensemble cast and make it good. Yep. So what would you say though? Out of 5 stars or out of 5? What
I'm gonna give it. I'll give it a 4.5 on that. Strong, very strong movie. Much better than Green Lantern was. One that I'll definitely be buying on Blu-ray. The one thing of note, the 3D didn't really make or break it for me, I guess. I think it would have been as good of a movie without the 3D. I mean, there were some scenes with the ice giants and stuff that came in handy for having it, but overall, don't sweat it if you go see it in 2D if you haven't seen it yet. It's just... it's a good movie. It just didn't do a lot. Yeah, I agree completely. Right. I mean, we saw it 3D when we saw it, or when we went to it on midnight. But I went with my cousin later, and we saw it in 2D, and it was almost better. I mean, those ice giant scenes were awesome for 3D, but they're almost already dark scenes. Yeah. So you put on the glasses, and it's almost like the screen gets a little darker, even though it's not like sunglasses or anything. But those 3D glasses take away some of the brightness of that screen. Yeah. And so I mean, I would say 2D was better than 3D. Same thing with the Green Lantern too. 3D just didn't do anything.
Green Lantern. Exactly. The 3D shots were really cool. I mean, when it was on Oa and it was cool, but they didn't serve anything for the story. It was just a cool shot. So
I honestly, both DC, Marvel, and whoever else makes a movie, I'm still waiting for a movie that's kind of worth the 3D. I mean, there's a few out there.
Exactly. I mean, we said it before, Avatar and Tron.
Yeah.
We both.
Tron was cool. Okay.
We're the small majority that liked Tron.
I like Tron.
Yeah, so did I. But those are the only 2 movies that I've seen that are worth it for 3D. I wouldn't even see Avatar. I will never see Avatar again. I saw it one time in theater 3D. It was really cool, and so I don't feel like I need to even see it again. Yeah. But with Tron, I mean, I've already watched it a few times at home just because it's cool.
Have you checked the comics out or anything? Have you read any of that stuff?
The Tron comics? Yeah. I didn't even know there was Tron comics.
Yeah, they did a little bit little bit about that just right before the movie came out. Listeners, if anyone's read that out there, let us know.
Let us know. Tell us if it was any good. Yeah.
We're supposed to be doing the work for you, but educate us. It'd be awesome. We're all about that. So
yeah. So I guess I give Thor 3.5 stars, 4 stars.
Okay.
I don't know.
That's
Depends
fair.
when you ask me. One of those two. All right, and then to follow it up, both of us I think are in agreement that it was we're both kind of X-Men nerds anyway, and so we were worried. Was it going to be X-Men United or Wolverine Origins? No, it was not. We got delivered a great X-Men movie with X-Men First Class.
It was cool.
I loved it. First, let's start with the things we like.
Okay.
So what'd you think?
Well, right off the bat, I was laughing at the Wolverine cameo. Very clever. I like that. I appreciated that he took the time to do that.
I would say greatest cameo in a comic book movie ever, or in a movie ever. I mean,
straight to the point.
And I mean, I specifically remember reading online that Hugh Jackman will not be in this movie. So it's just so cool that even though it was a period piece, took place in the '60s. We still got Wolverine. He's alive and he's around somewhere, so you gotta get him.
Exactly. The top thing that I liked about it, I guess, was the character developments for Magneto and Xavier. Primarily Magneto, more so, just because that was really cool. They got that historical significance in there, and I thought that was really powerful. I like that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It is extremely cool. By far, the best part of the movie is Magneto's character. I mean, he is just so strongly played. To go right into Bryan Singer's, same opening for the first X-Men when they show, Magneto getting taken away from his parents and his magnetic powers come out.
The gate,
and then just cut right into that, and I mean, take it even further and have Shaw right away in there speaking German and, killing his mother right in front of him. I mean, that was insane. You felt bad right off the bat. I'm going, is this a PG-13 movie? That's crazy. I hope it just keeps on going like this. And then you just see how, I mean, that's what character development's all about. I mean, we never had that for Green Lantern. And so, like, when he gets that gold Nazi bar and he goes into that bank and he says, a friend of mine told me that I can deal with you, and they try to standoffish, and then they don't realize that he is Jewish. And he uses his magnetic powers to take that guy's filling out and get the information he wants. Just made it so worth it. I mean, you're rooting for Magneto that whole time. And he's like, well, that bar of gold, he says something like, was made from, my ancestors, fillings and rings and everything that you stole. I mean, that was just, loved that part. And then, also taking that information, going to Argentina, taking it a step further. That guy has that Nazi knife, comments on the German beer right when he gets in. Oh, they just killed it.
They were screwed.
Yeah, and they killed it. I mean, they killed it on that. What do you think of Xavier having hair?
Wow, weird. Xavier, what? Taking shots, drinking beer? Weird.
Yeah,
awesome.
That was awesome.
Awesome.
Xavier using his smarts to hit on chicks using the same lines. Oh, that is just. I mean, what he says at the beginning, or I mean, for those lines is the same thing he's saying. If you watch the first X-Men movie when it came out, he says those same things as Patrick Stewart saying it in a very respectable way instead of talking about mutants and picking up chicks. And I mean. I for one, I would rather have him be bald. I mean, I've read a lot of comics I've never seen him with hair.
Never.
So I guess I don't know if I've ever had it explained to me why he didn't have hair or not, but he just never had hair, so it was kind of fun to have in there. They kind of went overboard on hair jokes a little bit.
Yeah.
But
great, the actor that played him though, I thought.
He's so good.
It's a perfect fit. He's got that serious mug.
Yep. Well, he's just he's still smart. You can really he's believable that you think he's smart.
Yeah.
And so I think that it worked, and I think just the tension and the chemistry on stage between Magneto and Charles was just absolutely excellent.
Yep.
And that was so strong of the part that's why I think I love the movie so much.
Yep. That's kind of what made it for me too.
Because I think they really did drop the ball when it came to the first class.
Yep.
It was a period piece, but I felt like those kids were from 2011.
Yeah.
And, okay, so you're going to, Angels are part of the original crew, and you're going to, it's a Fox movie, so they're going to take some, an Angel from Morrison's short, a small character from Morrison's run, and then put them in the movie as, 1960s. I get where they can already do that. They already had, Angel come out in like, X-Men United or whatever. So, but I still didn't, she seemed so too cool and hip, not 1960s, groovy.
Just period. I mean, don't bite another character's name. I wasn't crazy about that. Like, you're the one who told me about that, and I was like, what? But, I mean, I would say she's Pixie.
Yeah, exactly. She is Pixie.
She's not Angel. You don't got the feathers, and you're not a dude.
They should have just chose Pixie, but I guess apparently it is an actual character from X-Men that they called Angel, and she was on that Grant Morrison run of New X-Men, but who knows? Nobody paid attention. I read that, but I completely forgot about her.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, other than that, I mean, it was a great movie. Great ending. Shaw, classic.
We haven't gotten to that yet.
Yeah.
Emma Frost.
So it's about bad guys. What do you think of the bad guys?
For the most part, phenomenal. No. Let's not be too extreme. I was skeptical about that character, but like Tom said, hit it out of the park. Like, what a great character, just devious and selfish and just done in a way that it is timeless. It does blend with that era, but we can associate it with, with ours as well. A great character. I thought it was wonderful. Emma Frost, I thought that was cool too. January Jones. Absolutely. That was awesome. I love Emma Frost. Like I told you last time, I'm big on Emma Frost and the Hellions, so just seeing that on the big screen, that was neat. That was neat for me.
Yeah, I mean, that's Sebastian Shaw. They made him a James Bond villain, and it worked perfect. Yeah. Secret room in the submarine, always wearing those crazy suits, always on awesome yachts. Mm-hmm. I mean, I know you were crazy about Emma Frost. I guess I'm a little skeptical. I like Emma Frost, and I hate Emma Frost. But I mean, I appreciate that she's around. And,
we won't repeat what he says about her.
Well, I just like, are you kidding me, Scott? I mean, God. But anyway, I'm a fan of Emma Frost being around the X-Men. I just don't like Scott and Emma. Yeah. And but and so I was glad she was in the movie. But January Jones acting, I thought sometimes left something to be desired. I mean, she's fine. She's from South Dakota. We love her. She's from Sioux Falls. I met her.
Midwest connection.
But not the greatest acting.
You met her?
Yeah. Her dad was used to work at the place where my mom always went to aerobics, and so I always saw her all the time growing up.
Nice.
And she's way hotter now. But that was.
Those are the good villains. Now let's get to the not so good ones. Riptide. That name makes me sick to my stomach, first of all, and the powers weren't that much better. Wow. Like, honestly, what can you do? Oh, that's cool. Let's throw it in the water. Oh, great. Let's throw it on the land. I mean, it's just a boring character to me. And I don't.
But at least they played him like a boring character. They never told him his name. He was like just a henchman. I mean, he never had any good lines. I don't even know if he had any lines.
No.
He was just the guy, and he had some sort of swirly power. I didn't even know his name was Riptide until you told me. I didn't know. It was just something.
I had to check the website to look at the cast of characters in the movie. No, but seriously, I wasn't crazy about it at all. Come on, Hellfire Club, you got better henchmen at your.
I do agree that the only big problem with Fox is X-Men has a billion characters. So many characters. So if you have a certain kind of person or a certain type of person that you want to portray in the movie, you can find an X-Men character to fit that bill and put them in. Yeah. And then you don't have to change a bunch of things around.
So do you think the dude was like, I want to be a henchman? And they're like, oh, let's go to the database.
I don't. It had to be the person, obviously, who wrote the screenplay or whatever. Just to put him in. I don't know.
Sorry, I don't mean to knock it. If I watched it again, I'd still feel the same way. And then we got the Zazel. whatever.
Yeah, Nightcrawler's
not
dad.
crazy. Not crazy about it.
Yeah, it was kind of a weak run when it was in Uncanny. It like snuck in like three comics, and it was cool not knowing that who's Nightcrawler's dad was, But and then they brought that in. It was like 3 comics. It retconned that this was his dad, and I liked him taking down FBI guys. He had a whole bunch of cool fight scenes, and he was cool. But and I guess it makes it pertinent to the other movies since Nightcrawler's in it. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, take it or leave it.
What about the little lineup of heroes?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I know all first class. I didn't like him. Banshee. I'm Irish, and I love Irishmen. And he wasn't Irish at all.
He was like an Irish boy.
He was like a 2011 cocky boy, and they were all from 2011. There was and Darwin. He liked him, and he was gone.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this is a cool little cameo. Dead.
And the black guy, of course, he's in there dead. I was like, come on, you could have chose someone else, man.
Beast, I thought Beast was a promising role. I thought with struggling with being normal versus not being normal. I thought that was kind of a handy role to see for us before he turned blue.
Yeah, and the makeup was a little bit left something to be desired after he turned blue when he talked, but
agreed.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah.
All in all, though, I liked it. Mystique's cameo was handy too. I really.
Well, she's a main character, no cameo. Or I guess. The Rebecca Remains Stainless did make a cameo, though. And my focus is primarily on the younger stuff, too. Like, I don't know if that's necessarily how the books reflected or not. No.
But,
Mystique has been around forever. I mean, in the books that she met Wolverine in, like, the 40s and stuff, but she was never Charles Xavier's best friend.
Right.
Yeah. But, I mean, I just thought it was cool when, she's like, am I old enough for you now? To what's his name? And then Rebecca Remains Stainless. She shows up.
Yeah.
That was kind of cool because she plays Mystique in other ones. But yeah, I mean, overall, I gave it 4 stars. I mean, even though I just complained a bunch about it,
it needs it though. It needs it.
The Magneto stuff was so good that it just eclipsed everything else, and I liked it.
This is tough love, Marvel. Yeah, I completely agree. I'll give it 4 as well on that. Maybe my usual 4.5, but I'm really excited to see what we have coming up for these characters. I'm really attached to this particular team, so I hope that we have some more promising cinematic experiences coming up. But definitely excited for the Avengers. We are beyond excited for Captain America coming up.
Yeah, and that'll be at the end of this month.
Yeah, so that's coming up pretty quick there.
So make sure you come back for that. We'll do a whole show on Captain America. We'll talk about some of our favorite runs, and then we'll actually, we'll give a review of the movie too.
We should open it up with like the Star Spangled Banner.
Okay, there we go. You can edit that one.
One thing too, regarding everything that we talked about today, as always, it's definitely an open forum situation there. We're about learning, getting everything right, because I want information and I want it accurate. So if there's something out there that we missed or that we didn't talk about, get at us on YouTube. Send us an email at acomicbooklook@gmail.com. We're thinking about doing a Facebook page. We're working on it.
You can set that up.
We'll probably get that set up here too, because I enjoy. There's nothing more that I enjoy than talking about comics, and I think that there's a lot of people out there that enjoy that as well. Other thing that I did want to do is give a shout out actually to, we had some feedback already on YouTube on our first issue, especially from Kuru.
Yep, Kuru, you're the man. Thanks for posting right away and helping us out with the Chaos King.
Yep, that was cool. Like if there's any, I might have to take a look at those earlier books too and maybe give the Chaos King a second chance. But again, we agreed Chaos Wars was
But yeah, and I mean, thanks for
Ed.
Yeah, Ed, thanks for posting.
Well, so we appreciate that.
Phil, Comic Book Dude, all you guys, all my friends from the Inveterate Media Junkies website, best website on the internet for comic-related talk. So, I want to give a shout out to them too as well for letting me, post it embedded on their open thread. And so thanks, Ian and Jose. You guys are absolutely the greatest. So definitely. After you're done watching this video, and you need some more comic-related talk, and you're done with our comment section, get over to InveterateMediaJunkies.com. It is the best place for comic-related talk.
Definitely. Gosh, anything that you ever want to see on the show, definitely let us know. We'll talk your ear off. Probably have to do some research first.
But yeah, we'll be back again. This is the end of issue number 2, and thanks for sticking with us.
Thank you.